Welcome back to part 14 of XWO Gaming's Guide to Dark Souls Level 1 Edition. In this episode, we're going to be making our way through New Londo Ruins and finally defeating the Four Kings, which is another one of the game's harder bosses at Soul Level 1. The first thing we want to do is warp to the Undead Parish and speak to the blacksmith. And once there, give him the Divine Ember. If you haven't fully upgraded your Blacksmith Giant's Hammer, now's the time to do it. And afterwards, make your way back up to the bonfire and warp to Firelink Shrine. Deal with all the enemies here. By now they should be really easy. We're going to be making our way up to the female undead merchant because she has a couple of useful items that we're going to need before we go to New Londo Ruins. So speak to her, and we're going to want to buy all of the transient curses that she sells. I think she holds a total of 4, so buy all of them. Once you've bought them, make sure you hotkey them to the square button. The transient curses allow us to do damage to the ghosts that are scattered all throughout New Londo Ruins. So once you've got your transient curses hotkeyed, make your way back to Firelink Shrine. Rest at the bonfire and repair your weapons if you need to. And head on down to the elevator. Follow the route that we took at the very beginning of this walkthrough to find the Firekeeper's soul. kill these guys if you want to, it's not necessary. I'm just doing it for fun. And pick up 2 more transient curses from that pot and cross over the bridges. Before you reach the other side, use a transient curse and you can now damage these ghosts. A jumping R2 is the best way to take care of them as it deals with them in one hit. But bear in mind they have extremely long reach and they do hit pretty hard. So from here we're going to follow all the way to the back and go up these stairs. Continue up. And when you get here, take a right to deal with this ghost. Another one spawns here. These enemies can be quite cheap because they spawn in at really awkward locations like that one there on the left. This lever doesn't work yet. As you can see, these enemies can be quite cheap. Do not rush straight into this room because you'll spawn about 6 more of them, including one that comes in from behind. And they can really mess you up. Keep an eye on your transient curse at the bottom left hand side of the screen. While the box is greyed out, it means that it's still in effect. But if you are able to use another transient curse, it means you can no longer damage these ghosts until you use one. These enemies also drop more transient curses, so bear that in mind when you're killing them. Next, go down the spiral staircase and into the narrow corridor. I'm just being cautious here because those enemies can come through the walls. Like that. After collecting the parrying dagger, go left here. Being careful not to fall off the edges. Taking it slowly, killing the ghosts as they spawn. Grab 2 more transient curses from the corner and make your way back to the fog gate that we ignored. Then head on through. A Took a moment there just to see if my transient curse would run out. But I'm going to take a risk and just carry on. Kick the ladder down there for a shortcut. Then carry on this way. Be careful as the ghosts can spawn beneath you. So my transient curse has run out. So I've just used another one there so I can carry on hurting the ghosts. When you get to this point, you want to lure as many of the ghosts out to you as possible, even though the walkway is fairly narrow. It's safer to fight out here than it is inside. This is because if you run inside and into the next room, you will get surrounded by them. As you can see, that's happened to me now. Take down as many as you can. If they're grouped together like that, a jumping R2 is enough to take them all down. Then climb up this ladder. Any surviving ghosts will still be able to damage you as you climb that ladder, but when you reach the top, run over here and speak to the NPC.
Well, this is a surprise. I get few visitors, save for ghosts. You have the Lord Vessel. Very impressive. I know exactly what your intentions are. You seek the four kings whom I guard over.
He will speak to you about the four kings and then give you the key to the seal.
The four kings slumber in the deepest chamber of the ruins. Use this key to break the seal and open the floodgates. Oh, and do not forget, the dark wraiths reside in a dark void called the Abyss. But the Abyss is no place for ordinary mortals. Although, long ago, the knight Artorius traversed the Abyss. If you can find him and learn from him, the Abyss may prove surmountable. Hello there. The key to the seal is...
Speak to him again and see what he has for sale. And here you can buy an unlimited amount of transient curses.
New Londo, mark they were.
After speaking to him, make your way back down. Don't forget to use a transient curse. And head on back down the ladder. This place can be quite confusing, so just follow along with the route I'm taking. Being careful of any ghosts that come out through the walls. I always get a little lost in this place, but that way was a dead end. And this is the way we should be going. Once out here, head on up. Go down the stairs to the left. At the moment the lever doesn't work, so use the key to the seal to open this gate. Then pull the lever. So this drains some of the water in the new Londo Ruins, allowing us to progress deeper in. Now that we've drained the water, the lever will work, and that will bring an elevator up to us. Ride the elevator down, and head on out, and we have several directions to go. First, we're going to go through the giant doors on the right hand side, which leads us back to the Valley of the Drakes. Quickly sprint out and climb up this ladder. When you get to the top here, the corpse will be holding the red tearstone ring. I'd already collected it on a previous run, but once you've picked this ring up, use a homeward bone. In my opinion, it's a lot safer to bone out than it is to jump down and try and fight the drakes, because you'll take a lot of fall damage, setting yourself up for a very easy kill. So make your way back to the new Londo Ruins, and this time we're going to do a little trick. So ignore all the ghosts, and instead of going up the stairs, go this way. When you reach the corner here, jump down, and deal with the Dark Wraith, or just run past. Keep following this route, fighting or ignoring the Dark Wraiths. Just remember they hit very hard, and you'll see we are back where we were just a few moments ago. So I've just taken the elevator up for a few seconds just to get my bearings and to de-aggro some of those Dark Wraiths. And once you've waited about a minute for the Dark Wraiths to de-aggro, step on the elevator and make your way back down. Once you reach the bottom, head out this way. From here we have the drakes on the right hand side, and we're just waiting to see if a Dark Wraith will come out after us. But this is the way we want to go. Up these stairs, and the Dark Wraith will come to us. Like all enemies, fish for a backstab, and finish him off when they recover. Carry on up the next steps. and into the wooden building. Break the pots if you want. There's nothing valuable inside. Once through the next doorway, there should be another dark wraith waiting for us. Here he comes. Try and lure him out into a more open space. And deal with him the same way. From here, 2 more dark wraiths will be waiting for you. These ones appear to have glitched. And if that happens, just deal with them like that. There's no invisible wall there. So head on up and go through the next fog gate. There should be some weird giant slime enemy here. For some reason it's not there. But there are a few dark wraiths in here as well. You definitely want to avoid that grab attack. And just get your backstab in as usual. Carry on back inside. And the slime enemies coming in from the right hand side now. There's not a lot of strategy for these guys. Just get up close, preferably from behind, and beat the hell out of them. Kill the next dark wraith. And then pay close attention to the route we're about to take. So down here is all dead ends. No secret walls or secret paths. And there's nothing out here to collect. So head back inside and this time go left. There should be another dark wraith waiting for us here. And once he's dealt with, you want to take the right hand side entryway and go up the spiral staircase. Make sure you have your transient curses on. There shouldn't be any ghosts in the area, but occasionally some stragglers that you've left behind can make their way up here. Continue following this route until we reach the chest, because inside this chest is an extremely important item. It's the very large ember. Afterwards, bone back out to Firelink Shrine, repair all your stuff, and make your way back once again. Use the trick that we did before. And run past everything. Pay attention to the route we're taking, and this time, head on through the fog gate. Run down the stairs, and when you get about halfway, we're going to stop because we need to change some of our equipment. First, we want to remove Havel's ring and equip the Covenant of Artorias. This ring is vital because when we jump off this platform, if we're not wearing that ring, it will kill us. We want to equip all of Havel's set and have our Estus Flask and Humanity hotkeyed. Havel's armour gives us the most protection, but we will not move as fast, and we will have the slowest roll in the game. Jump off the edge and fall down into the abyss. Wait a few seconds and the first of the 4 kings will spawn. So run after them. Heal up if he gets you, and roll to the sides through his attacks. You want to kill this thing as quickly as possible, because the slower you are, the more likely a second one will spawn in. And the last thing we want is to have all 4 spawned in at the same time. So that's 1 down, and here's the next one. They all have the same attacks and the same moveset. So the strategy that works for one will work for all of them. So that's 2 of 4 down. Look for the third and carry on. Just keep rolling to the side and through his attacks. Step away from this one if you can. And try to keep fully healed up. This is another boss fight, which makes people quit the game. But we're better than that, because we're going to be one bros, and we're not going to give up. Now you're going to see something interesting here. So the boss is called the 4 Kings. And I get really cocky here because I think I've killed him. And I celebrate, but the health bar is still there. Because I didn't do enough damage, a 5th king spawned in. and I almost got wiped out. So bear that in mind. Very occasionally there will be 5 of the 4 kings instead of 4. Once defeated, the 4 kings will drop the usual humanities and spawn in a bonfire. First, get to that bonfire, light it up, and do the usual routine. Don't forget to grab the humanity that the boss has dropped. I forgot that I had my humanity hotkeyed, which is why I kept going into the menu. But I think this is where I remembered. Because this boss drops 4 humanity. Afterwards, walk back to Firelink Shrine. And once you're there, you can remove the Covenant of Artorias and the Havel's armor set and re-equip all of your usual gear. And that's going to wrap this episode up. This has been XWO Gaming's Guide to Dark Souls Level 1. Please leave a comment, like or subscribe and turn on those notifications. And we will see you next time.